Welcome back to Neighborhood Duelist. Today I'm going to show you a deck build I've been working on called a branded runick swordsoul. And this may seem a little crazy, but it actually seems to work for me. I actually plan on testing it out at locals this Wednesday. So without further ado, let me get into the build real quick, show you what I've been working on. Basically everything is a 2-of in this deck for the most part. First we're going to start with 2 swordsoul Yi. Use that. When it's normal special summon, you can reveal a swordsoul card or a war monster in your hand, and you get a level 4-star token. That's great for getting out your swordsoul Grandmaster Chixao or Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Use it as secret material, and you get to draw a card with that. Next, we got 2 swordsoul Strategist Longyuans. The effect of you can special summon from hand by discarding a swordsoul card or a war monster, and that's good for getting out your swordsoul Sinister Sovereign Oxy Longwan, Changing, or even Baron the Floor. And when you use a secret material, it burns your opponent for 1500. And of course, 2 swordsoul Tejas, which is also great for when you want to remove something from your deck. I usually discard a Abyss Dragon Swordsoul for its effects in the graveyard, so that way if you don't have it in your hand, you can also get on the field by using Chixao's effect, banish a card from your graveyard to negate the effects, and then you can bring out the Abyss Dragon Swordsoul because of a Worm's effect. So it's also great because it can remove a field spell card, which a lot of people are still playing Kashtira. It's also good for getting out that pressure. And also it can banish a card on the opposite side of the field or its graveyard. And of course we got, for the branded style, 2 Incredible Ecclesias, because this can actually bring out a swordsoul monster or a Fallen of Albaz, which is why they work so well together. Its effect is you can also special summon it from your hand if your opponent has more monsters than you do. So it's great for getting out extra monsters for your polymerizations. Then we're going to go straight to 2 Fall of Albaz. Of course, you guys know what his effect is. Discard a card, you can fusion summon a monster using him and a monster your opponent controls. Aluber for search. Ad libitum. And for the final monsters, I'm always going with my favorite, Ash Blossoms. It's just a great negate for your opponent when they want to search for cards, but it's not the only negate. That's another reason why I threw runicks in here. A lot of search, a lot of negates. Let's get the monsters out of the way and go straight into the spells. 2 Swordsoul Emergence. Search for a Swordsoul monster. That can help get your Yi going. 1 Swordsoul Sacred Summit, which I'm hoping with my test hand today I can show you exactly why I have that card in my deck. It's great for getting a Swordsoul monster or any war monster from your graveyard, depending on what you have in your field. And that's it for the Swordsoul engine. Now we go into the branded part. 2 branded fusions and 2 branded openings. Simple, and it's very effective, especially if you're just running fusions for that turn. Of course, 2 polymerizations. And now we get into the runicks. 2 runick fountains, 2 runick tips, 2 runick destructions, 2 flash and fires, 2 freezing curses, 2 runick slumbers, and 2 runick dispellings. It's great for hand traps, and it also helps stall the opponent out for either turn, either yours or his. And the final card for the deck, Imperms. It's just great having a full deck of hand traps. Now we got through the deck, let's get through the extra deck. We have 1 Hugin, 1 Moonin, 1 Gary, 1 Frecky. And that's it for runick monsters. Now for the branded part. Libelion, Alba, Albion, Albion Excited Fire Dragon, and of course Mirror Jade. I run 1 Chixao, 1 Draco, 1 Sinister Sovereign Oxy Longwan, 1 Changing, 1 Baron the Floor. And of course, the reason for polymerization, 1 Guardian Chimera. It's good for draws and board break. And of course, 2 sexy tokens to go with that, so that way you have something to work with. A lot of different extra decks I worked on, but here's what I have for an extra deck. Runick Lore for extra banishment of your opponent's cards. 2 Nibiru's for people who play like Code Talkers and Trap Tricks. 1 Super Poly, just in case. It's good to just take your opponent's monsters. It's always fun. 1 Forbidden Droplet. 1 Call By against your opponent's hand traps. 2 Book of Eclipse. 1 Darkler No More. 1 Regeki. 1 Harpies. And then for draw, 2 Pots of Prosperity and 2 Triple Tactics Talons. And now for some test hands. This is a deck of 42, by the way. I feel like that's perfect right there. 40 just ruins a little bit of it, but, you know, just 2 extra cards in the deck don't really bother too much. Let's see what we get here for our first hand. That's actually not a bad hand right there. I say you go first. The first thing you're going to do is I'm going to activate Runick Slumber. And I'm going to use that to special summon Hugin. Hugin's effect, I will discard Runick Dispellin, search for Runick Fountain. Then activate Runick Fountain. Then I'm going to drop Runick Tip down. I'll search for, say, Runick Destruction. And now that I've activated a Runick card while Runick Fountain's on the field, this effect kicks in. I'll take all 3 of these to that discard to the graveyard, add to the bottom of the deck, and then I'll draw that many and see what else I get in my hand here. Alright, that's not bad. We'll activate swordsoul Emergence. We'll search for swordsoul Taya. There. And now for the summonings. I'll summon Swordsoul of Mo Yi. I'll reveal a Swordsoul card in my hand, and I will grab myself a token. It's a level 4-star, 0 attack, 0 defense, water tutor token. And now for the fun part. Synchro off, and we will grab our Swordsoul Chixal. We'll go Chain Link 1 for Swordsoul Mo Yi in the graveyard, Chain Link 2 for Chixal. We'll search for Swordsoul Sacred Summit. Add that to hand, Mo Yi, draw a card. Now I'm going to dump Taya to the graveyard. Special summon Swordsoul Strategist Longa. If we're doing that, I get that token. And I'm going to synchro those 2 off. We'll start off easy and go with Swordsoul Sinister Silver Ox and Longwan. Sword Strategist Longwan's effect in the graveyard. That's if it's used for single material, burn your opponent for 1500. Now that's taken care of. We'll move on to that Swordsoul Sacred Summon I talked about earlier. With that, I'm going to special summon back Swordsoul Taya. Swordsoul Taya's effect is banish a Swordsoul card or war monster from your graveyard to gain a token. And now we will synchro those off. Now we have Draco Berserk of the Tenyi. And right there you have 4 negate. Well, no, you have 1 negate, and then you got 3 banishing, and 2 of them is burden. Plus Draco's effect is if it destroys an effect monster against its attack, and then you get to attack again. The best part about it is you don't lose that attack. So whatever he gets from that effect monster, he keeps for the rest of the turn. And then, of course, you have a second play for your next move. Fall of Albaz, discard this, special summon, take a monster. Hopefully it's like a fusion, synchro, XYZ, whatever. Bring out your Mirror Jade. Of course, if you're found on the field, you have hand traps. And that's a perfect first turn go right there. All right. Now you've seen my strategy. Let me know what you feel like about the deck in the comments. And please like and subscribe. Until then, I'll see you later.